The inner city blacks.
It is Ask Marty time.
Yeah.
Can't abide such idiocy any longer.
Limp Bizkit.
Oh boy. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Josh Potter Show. 'Tis I, your Roach Lord, Josh Potter, hanging out with you once again. I want to make you aware of something. I just put this ticket link up. It's on sale right now. It's not till May, but it's on sale as of right now. Chandler, Arizona, just outside Phoenix. Brand new comedy club there. If you're in the San Diego area, you know how great the Mic Drop Comedy Club is in San Diego. Well, they are opening a club, or they have opened a club. It's very new if it is open, in Chandler, Arizona. I will be there May 5th and May 6th. Tickets on sale now, 4 shows. Get over to the Instagram at Josh_Potter or the Twitter at J_Potter. That's where you can buy tickets. And we also have a date in Bakersfield that's going to be going on sale very soon, much closer than that. And a bunch of other cities. Thank you for letting me know where you want me to go. And we are compiling a whole bunch of things for the spring, so I'm excited to announce all of that. Other than that, twitch.tv/Josh_Potter, getting that started again in the next couple of weeks, and joshpottershow@gmail.com is where you can send anything in, whether it be an article you want me to cover or a Roach reporting of some sort. If you just want to tell me how your day's going, you can email in, or you can send in an instrumental the way Odd Track Numbers did there with that jam. And today we have a very special guest, and I got to meet this gentleman through one Dr. Drew, and since then he's been on pretty much all the podcasts,
Yeah,
right?
I feel like I've been on like a fan tour of all the stuff I listen to.
It's
all the time
pretty
now.
wild, folks. And of course, it's Nick Simmons, musician, actor, dare I say? Or just television star? Can I say that?
say like television personality because
Okay.
I hate the phrase reality shows because I don't like them, and so
Yeah,
people say radio personality, so I figured that's what I was doing. I was just being a dude on a thing.
I see. Yeah, radio personality was something that they would call me. I'm like, I am a broadcaster, you
All right.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not a. Yeah, I can't claim any skill set involved in that show. So
Now, Nick, of course, you were on a reality show with your family.
for 7 years, but maybe more.
7 years.
Yeah, better part of my youth.
Now, what was it? Did your dad see Ozzy and Sharon was like, what are we doing?
No,
Let's get on this.
Dad saw money signs, but yeah, Dad saw dollar signs. No, it was A&E. They saw the success of that. We were like there was like a couple generations of shows like that, and we were like generation 2.
Oh, okay.
So, and like generation 3 was like the Hogans right after us, and they were on
That's
the same.
right.
Yeah, and then they were trying to do a few other people, and then it crashed and burned. But
There,
yeah,
there was a. I want to see. I wonder. I mean, because the Hogans and yours and the Osbournes, obviously, very successful. There were ones like you said that were cast-offs. They didn't make it past.
I mean,
what?
I was shocked that we were successful. We're boring as fuck. I don't know what people see or why they tuned in for 7 years, but they did. I mean, every once in a while, I'll still get people like, I grew up watching a show, and I want to be like, why? Why did you do that?
I mean, sometimes TV's the babysitter, as we learned in Cable Guy, and
Maybe it was like the sitcom effect, where it was just kind of relaxing. Like
it was over those years though, where television was more passive to watch. Like you
guess, yeah.
would clip, go
Whatever's
through
on.
it, and whatever was on was on. Like, I can't tell you how many times I watched Fried Green Tomatoes as a kid. You
Yeah.
know, I have no interest in that fucking movie, but here I
It
am
was on.
watching it every time it was on TNT or whatever.
Yeah.
So doing the show though, you got a glimpse. I mean, what ages was
I feel
that?
like it was 16. I feel like I always say 16 to 23, 24.
Those are formative years.
The ones, yeah.
Yeah, those are
Basically the formative years.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, puberty hits, and then, you're old enough to drink halfway through. And it's like, okay. Could have been worse, honestly.
And I should say, if anyone doesn't know, Nick is the son of Gene Simmons. Family Jewels was the name of the show, right?
Yeah, that no one would do a show otherwise. That was the reason the show existed. It's not like, these kids are fascinating.
We
It's
have to put cameras on them.
there is a hook there. That's not me.
But you became a part of it, obviously, the whole... So 16 to 24, I guess, I mean, I was doing radio during those ages, but that's not nearly as invasive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky. The old man was one of the producers, so we had a little bit of less terror involved in talking to the network. Like, he's involved with
I see.
But
Were the cameras always around?
no,
though?
weekend. We did weekends, so we were in school. We didn't skip school for it. We just shot every weekend. So I just got rid of my entire social life basically. But I still went to school. So
Especially when you're 16 to 24, that's like the social life. Like
oh
you
yeah,
were saying.
when I was in college, I definitely felt like I was playing catch up with a level of girls and friends and stuff that like I guess everyone had already done. And I was like, oh, this is what you guys were doing while I was like doing interviews about my dad's balls or whatever.
What a
the fuck we were
double-edged
talking
sword,
about.
because I'm sure that yielded women too.
Well, I had no game at all and probably still don't. But
I'm sure that's
I'm
true.
fine. Like I'm in a thing. But but like I don't know. You definitely got attention from like the wrong kind of people from being on a TV show, and you're kind of like, did I make it? And you're and then I don't have the skill set to like talk. So I go like, hello, I am a viable male. Like
So a lot of like chicks that were maybe not necessarily into you.
I don't know.
But they were into the thing.
You can't like I don't. If they were in there for the wrong reasons, they didn't get anything from me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't write any checks.
That's always
So,
funny
like,
when that happens, when people think they can. They're like,
I'm
oh,
like,
I can
try.
get something from you. And you're like, all right, yeah.
Go for it. Give it a shot.
There's
See what
nothing
happens.
I can give you.
They just like slowly just where they're like, damn it, I fucking nothing. I got nothing out of that. And I'm like, I had a good time.
Yeah, no, hey, I thought we
what
were just friends.
Yeah. Oh, you're leaving? Okay. That was fun.
But everybody always asks you, because I've seen you on Dr. Drew. I've seen you on Where My Mom's At.
Well, you're
Honeydew.
responsible for all that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You-
I mean,
you introduced
you're
me to
responsible
Sickler.
for that.
No, you introduced
I just introduced you.
You
yeah.
took me to Sickler and Christina and Tom's show at the store, and you invited me backstage, and they they talked to me because of you. So
Well, thank
you're
you.
OG number one, man.
I think it was more your father's doing than me, but I just kind
He's
of.
hard to ignore, he's a very unique looking man. So it's hard to like not spot that.
But
guy.
hey, the mask thing. I mean, if I was a celebrity that was as recognizable as your father, I would wear the mask every day.
like the COVID mask.
Yeah,
Well, it's funny.
that's like a blessing for
he used to do
celebrities.
before. There was a time when people didn't know what they looked like. They did the Daft
Sure.
Punk thing. So there's a lot of old paparazzi photos of him when he used to date Cher.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like him and it's Cher, and it's a guy in a bandana with like giant hair. So like everyone knows it's him, but no one knew what his face looked like for
Right.
like most of the 70s and 80s.
And then they took the makeup off.
And people
for
were
that.
like, ugh. What
I
the
like that
fuck?
album.
Like that. They're like, ugh. Put that back on. Jesus.
Yeah, they were like, we're doing it was like unplugged almost Kiss, right?
They did
like
unmasked.
stripped down. Yeah. Interesting.
And people were like,
And then that
"Yikes."
ruined their whole thing, though, probably, because they could go out in normal clothes and everyone, just go to Starbucks, probably.
He
right?
does. He does. I mean, he's such a. It's like they knew it was somebody. It's like he's
Right.
got like the giant teased
Yeah,
80s hair.
yeah.
It's not like he looked like normal man in business suit. It's like no, the bandana obscured only the details of.
And he
those.
had Cher with him.
right.
So,
So Cher or Diana Ross, depending
yeah.
on the era.
Yeah.
He's had 3 girlfriends his entire life. Those 2 and my mother.
Wow.
So that's.
But, many of friends, I guess you could say.
Oh Jesus, yeah. That's all Tom.
Well, that's the thing.
All Christina
Exactly.
wanted
So
to talk about.
everybody wants to ask, what's it like growing up as a rock star's kid and everything like that. I thought maybe we could open the floor. Do you have any questions about growing up in a middle-class family?
Yeah. I don't know. I live with like a low level of humming like liberal guilt my entire life because
Sure.
everything I have or do comes with the asterisk of like, yeah, but you didn't really get that through.
That's liberal guilt?
Bootstrap. You didn't pull yourself up by, and like fair enough
I would venture that's the other side.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I like well, those guys don't feel guilty about it. That's
Oh,
like,
I see, I
Conservatives are like, yeah, that's right. Fuck you. Whatever. I'm having a
Interesting.
great time and go to hell. Liberals are like, I don't want to. I feel bad that I'm lucky. It's like, so I don't know. I guess I have that, but
Sure.
I'm more like I don't know. My parents were very poor. Like they're until they weren't. So they were. Like, my
Right.
mom grew up on a mink farm in Newfoundland, Canada. So like remote.
Like
Shit.
the animals.
Like I don't know. She's like 8 kids. She's one of 8 kids.
What's a
and,
mink farm? That's where the
like,
animal
minks
that they
are,
make a
little
coat
rodents. Yeah, literally like mink
Yeah.
coats.
out of. I don't know. They don't do anything else with minks, right?
I don't think they milk them. No. I don't
No.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Little tiny titties.
Yeah, they're not exactly a meat import or
And
anything
super,
like
not
that.
not a super. Yeah, there's probably some really fucked up photos in there. I don't know. If he's yeah. It's probably like skinning and PETA shit. Oh God, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see it either.
Oh God. Okay.
They're just coats, Minx. Yeah, okay.
But
go ahead.
he was a single man. Her dad was like a farmer, so
Oh, okay.
it wasn't like a giant factory farm of like horrors. It was just him like
No, he just
killing
bred
them
them,
with
and
his
then he was
bare
like,
hands.
"Do what you will with them." Oh, he.
oh, he was no, he bred them, and then he was like, he said, my mom once told me that, and I don't know how this could be true, but apparently it was true. She told me she saw him like pick up 2 of them and break their necks with his thumbs.
Well, they look tiny.
Apparently, like that's just his job. So he's like, yeah, okay, anyway, and just went like that, and she was like, Jesus Christ. And
He
apparently
just knows the spot on the spine.
He just
that's
has
all.
like this, Jet Li like.
I
thumb
can do
move.
2 at the same time.
Apparently,
Like
that's what she
they're
said.
nuts.
She said 2. I was like, that sounds impossible. But
Wild. So
anyway.
that was mom. And dad grew up where?
Israel.
Israel. That's right.
And Haifa.
Oh
and
my Lord.
he literally told me his house had bullet holes in it.
Oh my God.
And so, and this is like near the beginning of Israel. So,
Damn.
yeah.
So
and
they
his
made sure
mom's
that you were aware of where they came from, so that you were.
Yeah, and they're also like they're those type of people who, again, like they used to be poor and they maintained the things they like. They didn't like switch to caviar. They're just like
Right.
dad likes his burgers and fries. You know what I mean? Like he's that
Sure.
kind of dude, and he wears like free hats.
I'm the opposite.
doesn't
I
care.
haven't even gotten any money yet, and I'm like, "Where's the caviar?
Yeah.
Let's go. Where's my fucking
Wagyu,
caviar?"
yeah.
I'm on a first class flight. I'm like, yeah, I spent a third of my money doing this.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
big deal.
Oh yeah, I've talked about this with the other guys, but like, Dad's funny because he loves money, but he doesn't care about stuff.
Sure.
His money is just like a way to keep score or something. Like it's not.
Yeah,
It's this
that's
abstract. He loves it, but he loves what that represents. Like I won.
Yeah.
Like that's
He'd
all.
like to go to that ATM that like puts it on the
like
the
look
top
at,
score.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't want to like buy a car with. He wants to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like he wouldn't.
Sure. Because
if
then you
not
have
for-
more money probably,
He
right?
would just be like, it's a wall between me and poor. That's
Interesting.
Like, yeah. But he doesn't want to do anything with it. He just wants to keep it.
Well, hey, that's
He's like a hoarder.
kind of what I mean. I've known many of people who were poor and then got money, and they act the same way. It is like hoarding it because they're like,
He's
it could
like,
all
I'm not
go
going
away.
back. Yeah, I'm not going back. It's basically the.
So, like, I mean, I come from my own father. To give you an idea about his life, he ran an old country buffet, and he ran it so well that they closed the Golden Corral across town in the
Wow.
old buffet wars in '97. And because of that, he got a Mustang, and then that was like when he went off the rails. But my dad, like, I mean,
Wait, what's off
you
the
know, he
rails?
probably made like, I don't know, maybe let's say conservatively, $80,000 a year, and he was buying sports cars. He remortgaged the house so that he could buy some, I don't even know what, and like he just loved buying shit. I remember he would go on when eBay first came out. There was also another one called UBid that was like eBay.
I remember that.
And my father forgot that, like, when you're doing it, he would just, like, fuck with people and, like, raise the bids. But then he would end up having to
I'm
buy
seeing where
shit
you
all
came
the
from.
time.
I see. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of that in
Well,
you.
I don't have that kind of thing in me. I'm not
Fucking
like
with people online.
I don't know that I think I've grown out of that a little bit.
Yeah, his
Because
UBIT
I-
is your Twitter, man.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, I never, like, I mean, sure, am I bad with money? Terrible. Was my father? Yes. Did I learn from him? Completely. But I don't know that I have, like, I also have fear because I watched him make some pitfalls over the years. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like I have the same fear, but I didn't watch him do anything wrong. I
Because
have this
he
fear-
instilled his fear into you.
Sure, yeah, I guess. I don't know. My fear is like, don't get used to it because
Right.
we could snap our fingers and someone could like Bernie Madoff us tomorrow. So like, I don't know, sit down and stay humble. Basically,
I would
is
hope
the
there's
fear.
more protection than that. Bernie Madoff can just
don't know.
swoop in.
I don't know, man. You never know. I mean, no one thought he was Bernie Madoff until he was revealed as Bernie. You know what I mean?
Isn't that
he was
true?
the
Like,
trusted guy. He
I
was
would
the-
think I'd hear something like Bernie Madoff where he comes in, he's like, so you get 3 people. And I'd be like, this sounds,
yeah, pyramid-y.
yeah, this sounds weirdly pyramid-ish.
No, I mean, I have this thing of just like, I don't care about stuff either, really. Like I think I've had 2 cars ever, and they've both been used. And
Huh.
so it's the one I have now is my second car. I don't buy like jewelry. Really, this is like I have like a flea market. I'm not trying to like look how cool I am for being
No,
not
sure.
rich guy. I just mean like I'm afraid.
And
Like,
you are,
I'm-
yeah, I mean, I've known you now
I'm
for
afraid of taking it for
a
granted.
little while. You're very down to earth, and you wouldn't even know.
almost
you know.
pathologically so. Like, it probably causes me a great deal of stress.
Pathologically so. That's interesting. I didn't know if you wanted to ask how what hose water tasted like, or
No, I drink. I drink tap water. I don't do liquid deaths every day.
I was trying to think of some other things.
I don't know about rich people shit. Like I know I'm not gonna starve tomorrow, and that's like the thing. Like I know I'm
Right.
gonna be okay.
Yeah,
But other than that, I don't know. Like I fly economy. Like I don't.
sure. I don't anymore.
People really believe that I. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
more.
Neither does Tom. He played private
Well,
only.
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't. People think I live like a really crazy, like trust fund nepo baby life, and I really think they'd be. I think they'd be disappointed if they saw the real day to day.
You were just talking about fixing your roof and shit.
Yeah, I'm saving up for blinds right now because they're really expensive in California.
It's true.
It's like $15,000 or something insane. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean, my
it's just, what the
landlord
fuck?
was bitching about my neighbor's blinds, and I was thinking in my head, I'm like, blinds? Who gives a shit? And then
I just let the sun wake me up. Now.
he said, he goes, they're like 50. They're very expensive.
Yeah,
So I
they're
didn't know
crazy
that.
expensive, and I'm not talking about like smart blinds. I'm just talking about normal fucking.
Yeah, smart
They
blinds.
kind of look okay blinds. Like,
yeah.
I want them
Just
to look
those
like
hard ones are
presentable.
so expensive. It's wild.
So I've been in the market for blinds for about six months, and I have not.
He's blind shopping, folks.
Also, my Jewish blood is strong. I will not be ripped off. I will find a deal.
I'm
I
always
am.
blind shopping. Hey.
Eh.
Well, I'm losing my voice. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, Nick, about if you have any sports fandom. I know you listen to the show.
You
You,
should-
are a roach.
You should consider me Chase O'Donnell.
Awesome.
I'm
Dude, Chase O'Donnell. That's
How about
what I
this?
love.
How about this? Everything I know about sports, I literally learned from you.
Well, that's wonderful.
So I know Sussel Wilson now.
Hell yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
I love educating people about sports.
Please.
I love when listeners say the same thing. They're like, I don't give a shit about sports, but I listen to the show. And I just it's a sad day for your boy over here, and we'll get into it here now. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by DraftKings. Boy, oh boy, we're getting to the nitty-gritty, folks. Only a few football games left. We're one step closer to Super Bowl 57. Championship weekend is going down this weekend, and I'm going to be putting some money on the Bengals, and I'm going to be putting some money on the Eagles. Bengals, Eagles. That's what I think the Super Bowl matchup is going to be, and that's what I'll be betting on here on DraftKings this week for championship week. And right now, you can get involved in championship weekend just by going over to the DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers right now can bet just $5, and they're going to get $200 in free bets instantly. And that's what I'm going to put the championship weekend on right there. I'm going to put 5 on each and rock it out. But, like I said, if you do 5, you get that $200 in free bets instantly. I'm going to use those too. I'm probably going to use all of it. So I'm excited for championship weekend. This is the last time we get multiple football games in a weekend, and then the dark ages after the Super Bowl, my friend. All new and existing customers, by the way, can take a shot at even bigger payouts with DraftKings stepped up same-game parlays. You can boost your NFL winnings with each leg. You add up to just 100%, by the way. So look at that. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code Josh Potter. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL Championship weekend, and they're going to get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code Josh Potter. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Never change this song ever.
Never. So you see, I'm wearing the Black Bills hat today because
In mourning?
it's almost like a funeral. Yes. Yesterday was a bad day. We got decimated by the Bengals, and an early exit for us than most would have expected. Last year we were in the AFC Championship, which, by the way, I was stuck on stage during what I called the Milwaukee incident. I was stuck on stage. I had to go out on stage during the fourth quarter, and I made them put it on the screen behind me, and I was on stage for an hour just like doing play-by-play. So if you want to see that, it's on my Patreon, patreon.com/The Josh Potter Show. But the Bills, yes, they lost yesterday, and it was heartbreaking. The season's over, and I'm very upset. So I wanted to sort of, I don't know, pay homage. I'm sure you've never been to a Bills tailgate, but they are really something. It's something that if you like to party, it is a party experience. It's Oktoberfest. It's Mardi Gras. It's anything like that. You have to go experience a Bills tailgate. And I came across this video that I wanted to share as a tribute to Bills fans, as a closure on tailgating this season, and sort of give people an idea of what kind of bedlam that we are dealing with here.
Is there somebody in the bed of my truck? Yeah.
No.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. How did you get in here?
No idea.
You need help?
Were you at the Bills game?
Yes, sir.
Did you just like get too drunk or something?
No, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Oh, it has a
I had
cover
no
on it.
idea that you were in my truck. I'm so
Bro,
sorry.
oh my god.
Oh my God.
So this man, the video begins, for those listening, the video begins of people getting out of their truck. They just drove, it looks like they drove home from the game, which who knows how far that is. And while they were driving, evidently, they heard a rustling in their bed of their truck. And turns out there's a gentleman back there who is very polite, by the way. That could have gone very wrong, but Buffalo, I think Buffalo, very polite people.
I was gonna say they're all very like Canadian about this. They're all like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry."
Buffalo is very Canada. We have like
It's
the
very nice.
manners bleed in, the music bleeds in. You know, Tragically Hip can sell out an arena in
That makes sense. Then.
Buffalo, but then they go down the 93 hours to Cleveland. They can't do a bar show.
If this is like Boston, it would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing in my truck?" Like, there's none of that. It's very polite and nice.
Yeah, and it's another Bills fan, so you're just like,
Yeah, that
this
man
poor
feels
guy.
safe. That
He
man feels
also,
safe.
I love how the guy didn't really like. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm in your truck. He doesn't even know where the hell he is. He's been rattling around back there for fucking who knows.
He
how
now
long.
has to figure out how to get home and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he now
they'll
has
probably
to figure
call
out-
it. Maybe they'll give him a ride. That would be a nice little ending to it. But the guy got so fucked up that he just evidently crawled into the back of a truck to like sleep. And that's happened before, by the way, at a Bills tailgate. People get drunk and just sometimes it gets tragic. It gets really dark. Actually, I'm laughing. I don't know.
Well, what's
Sometimes
one
it gets
of those?
dark. Like sometimes a guy will be like, "Well, I'm gonna walk home," and he'll just disappear into the woods. And then like 3 days later in a creek, they're like, "We found a body."
Is that?
That's happened.
Did you
before,
make
yeah.
that up, or is that a
couple
real
of
story?
times.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm glad you picked this video.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a thing that's occurred. You don't need to look up the details. But if the Jaguars would have won and the Bills would have won, we would have had one more home game with the AFC Championship. Of course, neither of those things happened, and the Bengals will go on to play the Chiefs in round 2, second AFC Championship in a row that those two teams will take each other on. But the football world, football's winding down, and
When
that
you
always
rattle
makes me
off
sad.
like stats to someone from the outside, it sounds like you have like an encyclopedic knowledge. But it's so much
You know what's funny, though?
information that you
Some
get to
sports
you just like
people-
off the cuff.
Real hardcore sports people will call me out for like little mistakes I make.
Yeah, that's wild to me. Like I don't know if I know about anything as much as you know about this.
No, I'm an autistic 7-year-old when it comes to sports. I just am. It's my midlife
You
crisis.
just go, it's 3, 5, 6, 9 of the 10, 4, 2, and I go, what the fuck just happened? He just off the cuff? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's football, but you try to. I try to know about all the sports, but like hockey, for instance, I'm going to have to look up the details of what we watch here in a second. But in football, though, I thought this was an interesting story that you could weigh in on because it really doesn't involve football at all, more so as it involves, I guess, guest etiquette.
Oh, hot mics. I love this. Please.
Not that'll come up in a second.
Oh, sorry.
But this one is a little different. Jim Irsay is the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. And right now the Indianapolis Colts are looking for a new head coach. They're going through the process of interviewing people, which is a lengthy thing. And they've done this before. They did it recently. The current Las Vegas Raiders coach, Josh McDaniels, years ago interviewed with Jim Irsay. And he got the job. And he accepted the job, only to bail after just days. And everyone's like, what the fuck? You're just going to not take the head coaching job? And so evidently what occurred, though, the reason why he did that is because his wife convinced him. Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels' wife made him pull the plug on the Colts job after having owner Jim Irsay in their home in Massachusetts and observing his odd behavior that included being in McDaniels' family bathroom for a very long, awkward period of time. So he was taking a shit in their bathroom.
Wait, but is that the reason?
Yes.
So that was like, never mind. That was
Josh McDaniels' wife evidently was like,
career changed. Career different now.
you cannot work for this guy. He just took a shit in our bathroom.
How dare you go to the bathroom in the bathroom? How dare you use that room
Now, Jim Irsay's
for what it's for?
Jim Irsay's a quirky guy. He loves. I wonder if your dad's ever met Jim Irsay, because he loves, like, he has like a Hard Rock Cafe in his attic. Like, he has guitars from like every band, and he loves music.
Maybe.
But he also loves pills and booze, and so he's gotten in trouble in that regard many a time. So he's kind of an off guy. You know what I mean? He's always kind of like, is Jim Irsay on one right now? You know,
On the air.
Anywhere. I mean, like when he does an interview or something, he's just kind of he loves his football team, but he's kind of like out there. So you're like, is he drunk?
But he
you know?
loves pills more.
Yeah, and he's definitely gotten arrested for driving while intoxicated and a couple of other things. So he's an odd guy, and I thought that would have been what the wife would have seen and been like, I don't know, this guy seems a little like unstable. I'd rather work for like a different owner. Now he works for Mark Davis, so I mean, that guy's a nightmare. He's a Looney Tune.
Maybe he
also.
was doing both in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Multitasking.
Maybe that's why he was. Maybe he wasn't even shitting. He was just
Lines
doing
of coke
rails.
off the off the seat.
That's interesting. What would you prefer if it
What
was
did
your
he
home?
find in there? Was it white or brown? That's the question.
Yes, or did it smell, or did someone
Did
take
he
all
smell
the
it,
smells out
if
of
you
the
know what I mean?
room? Yeah. Now, what would you prefer if this happened to you?
My
you were
house?
in someone who was a potential employer.
Oof, that's a Sophie's choice, isn't it? That's like
Someone, would you rather your potential employer be doing blow in your bathroom or blowing loads out of his ass in your bathroom?
I'm glad
I
you
guess
clarified. Glad there's a
yeah, I
third
guess
option
that doesn't
there.
work. I mean, he wasn't really blowing loads out of his ass. That would imply gay sex, but it was poopy.
Loads would have to be getting up there at some point for him to
Shit
blow
was
them out.
coming out of him. Yeah.
Let's really get into this.
Yeah.
That's a Sophie's choice, because the only thing that bothers me with the Coke thing is that it's my house, and then if I get in trouble because there's Coke in my house and someone, law enforcement, I have a healthy level of like paranoia.
Yeah, that's
about
I would
getting
say
in trouble.
That's beyond healthy paranoia. That's like the cops are gonna come.
Well, I don't
It's
know.
kind
Like
of funny.
I don't like my house is like Dudley Do Right. I don't have parties at my.
That's interesting.
It comes from like public embarrassment is terrifying to me because I was on a
Sure.
show and it's like it happened all the time.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So
You
I
don't- and
avoid
You
getting
know
in
that
trouble.
you'll be in a headline or something, even if it's.
I avoid getting in trouble. Again, pathologically, like I.
That
avoid.
makes sense.
So
But it's not like the cops are outside like scanning houses. Like there's coke being done.
you know,
in there.
I'm getting back on my meds as of today. I just went to the pharmacy. So I literally think like that.
That's funny though. I'm glad. I mean, It's better to think the way you think than to think like me, where I'm like, there are cops. You know,
Christina calls it. I mean, it's hypervigilance. I
that's
have
great.
a very, very high hypervigilance thing, which probably causes me to miss out on stuff. But I just I don't want to get in trouble.
No, I mean
So
it's better to be that way, I believe, than the inverse. So you'd rather the shit happen.
So and then there's the other thing where it's like the shit is something I really have to deal with because then it's gonna smell like shit. So I guess my hypervigilance says I take the shit bullet and I just deal with that. I guess because that goes away, and then there's another other consequences.
Not being hypervigilant myself,
You're like,
I would have
me a
preferred the
bump.
coke. Yeah, I would have been like, why didn't he share? That's a little fuck. I would have thought that was fucked up. Like, oh, dude,
you
could have
hoarded it. I
you
mean,
didn't have to go to the bathroom. You could have done it on my coffee table with me. You know,
Why are
dude.
you hiding? I mean, do you know
Yeah.
whose house you're at?
Yeah, like come on, bro. And then the other thing, him taking a shit, it's like he's an old rich man. I'd be like, well, that's just what he does, and I would just tell people that he took a shit the whole time. I don't know that either would really deter me from taking a job.
No.
But again, I didn't experience the shit, so I have no idea. I mean, if it was a really bad one, I'd be like, I can't have this. I can't work
Well,
with this
also,
fucking guy.
if you want to be a total sociopath about it, I would rather him do coke because then I have something on him. If he's a bad boss, I get to be like, hey, buddy, you did coke in my bathroom and I have proof, so why don't you fucking give me a raise?
I like that.
Yeah, how about that?
I like that a lot.
How about that angle?
Oh, you're gonna fire me because I went 0-8 in
Yeah.
the first 8 games?
How
Well,
about that
guess what?
bathroom party you had, huh?
Remember this? You're fired.
I got a
How
Nest
about that?
Cam in there, buddy.
We do have a hot mic thing though. Pull that up. Let's. I want to get to that because
I don't have
love
Nest
me.
Cams in my bathroom, by the way. That was a joke.
You
Please.
don't?
No, God damn it, no. See, you activated my panic button. Just now. I don't do anything wrong.
So this one is a hockey ref mic catches some cursing. I love it.
Philadelphia number 11 has 2 minutes for roughing. So you're telling me I should just go fucking pound his face?
Oh, that's just hockey right there, folks. So if you're just listening at home, the ref was announcing a penalty, and the person who got it skated up to the ref and said what he said there, well, should I just pound his fucking face in? And it got picked up on the old microphone. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry about that. And I love that. I thought I had another hot mic situation. Oh, yes, I do. This one is on the set of a foreign show, and it involves some, well, I don't even know what would happen here. You know how my phone just made a noise that I didn't want it to make? I think somebody, it was the case of this, not this one, the other one.
Oh, no. No. From his laptop?
Right, well, we'll find out shortly. We've an FA Cup winners only policy in the studio tonight. And I don't know who's making that noise, but so Alan Shearer is on the commentary gantry alongside Steve
Now,
Bauer.
there's just sex noises in the back, and it's like...
it's toasty in this studio. It's
Pause
a bit
it.
noisy.
It's like clip art of sex noises, by the way. It's not even like...
It feels real fake, but I mean, there are videos like that, I guess, right?
Yeah, I was like... And so now I'm like wondering, like, is this deliberate? Is somebody like, I'm going to fuck up the broadcast? Because there would be people
Could be
like
a prank.
in the old, I mean, I'm sure it still happens, but like, if there's a guy who's like about to get fired or he's like pissed off at something, there will be somebody that throws a ghost into the machine and fucks something up on a broadcast. There's people that exist like that in the world. But also there's people who just like, so this guy's probably like, okay, my segment's coming up here. I got to compile these stats.
Wrong tab
And
is
he
open.
opened up his laptop and all of a sudden it's, and he's like, he's like trying to unplug shit. He doesn't even know it's still going.
And of course, the video's buffering, so it's not going to close the window right away, right? It's going to like load for a second. Spinning
And then he
wheel of
like
death.
he closes the laptop
And it's still going.
Because this goes on for a minute to the point where like they have to acknowledge it. Keep going.
As well, I don't know, somebody's sending something on someone's phone. I think is joke. I don't know.
feel
whether
like it's
you heard it
him.
At home, but
Yeah, no,
how's it
he's
on the
like
gantry?
he
A bit
knows what
chilly?
it is too accurately.
He's like, that's
it feels like
Bang
somebody...
Bros Volume 2. That's fucking like he knows exactly what it is.
Somebody left their Pornhub tab open, it seems, probably. He just knows exactly what's going on there.
He did the I'm guilty, like, oh, I'm sure that's probably a phone or something. I have lots of explanations for what this could be. He's not really going like, Jesus, what was that? He's going like, no, it's definitely this or that or this or the other.
But he did acknowledge it, which was also interesting because he doesn't really know if the broadcast is picking up the sound. It's just on in the background. So if I'm him, I don't know that I'm acknowledging it necessarily, and I'm trying to move on and hope to fucking God somebody turns it off sooner rather than later. But he's like, turns out somebody has got something sent to them on their phone. Oh, they got pornography sent to them on their phone? That's what you're saying. Someone's watching porn in your studio? You're just
I figured it was a laptop. I mean, I didn't think it was a phone. I mean,
that's what he said. I don't know what it could have been.
Well, that's the inside baseball take, because I, as not a broadcaster, I wouldn't have known, like, oh, maybe it's just in his ears. It's not actually on the air.
No, that's in the background, like getting picked up by the lav mics and maybe like the boom mics or whatever. That's
a broadcaster would know, like, okay, calm down. Maybe no one heard that. Like,
I would at least play it off, and then I would be like, what the fuck was that? Did that get picked up? And then people would be like, yeah, it bled through. I'd be like, all right, but no one would know that I heard it,
right? Because
I'd be so fucking
pro
dialed in. The world really lost something when they let me go to the dark side.
Yeah, these amateurs.
But the foreigners, man, they're cheeky when they're on these things. There's another foreign example here. These Australians. Yeah. Here, listen to these
Fucking
people.
VB.
They're talking about football.
In America, the Rams and the San Francisco 69ers play
Whoa,
some rubbish game of
49ers.
But that sounds much more interesting.
Yes. A lot of people might pay to see them.
That's what we were doing.
The 49ers.
This guy sounds so
much harder to
autistic.
explain to your wife.
That guy has never known a woman's touch.
That upspeak of Australian is tough for me, where he's like, that sounds more fun, yeah? I don't even know how to do it. I can't do it.
No, you nailed it. That was great.
But it's fucking that. I'm like, I don't know what it's. Since I saw Love on the Spectrum, I cannot listen to Australian people talk. It's just really tough for me.
My ex is from Sydney.
No shit.
Yeah, straight. That was my reality.
But it is funny that, see, and this is another example, this woman said 69ers, and everyone had a real laugh. That guy tagged it like 3 times with jokes.
Well, he never gets to make jokes. I mean, that's his moment. You get stand-up all day
This is on regular
long.
TV, though. This is like, if I'm them, if I'm the other guy, like I said, I would, I don't know, I give him a little credit for acknowledging it, but...
It's Oz. They're a little more relaxed, aren't they?
The whole room giggled like it was fucking 7th grade. They laughed like they had heard the biggest joke they've ever heard.
Well, they had the VB long neck in the morning, breakfast of champions.
It's a bit of footy over in America.
Over there.
The Rams are playing the 69ers.
No, that's English.
I can't do it.
Yeah, that's British.
What was that? What was I trying to do? But yeah, these foreigners, they getting a little out of pocket over there. See?
I mean, it could have happened to like a cuter anchor too. Like she's like this cute.
Oh yeah, she's like 69.
69. I don't know anything about that.
I'm gonna save this guy for a different time. But I wanted to.
Hey, I want to know what that.
No.
All
This
right.
one, I want to do this instead. Today's Josh Potter Show also brought to us by DoorDash. DoorDash connects you with everything that you could ever imagine, my friend, whenever you want it and however you want it. I'm talking drinks. I'm talking snacks. Household items, all under an hour. With DoorDash, you're not just getting the things you love, but you're supporting the community you love too. You got the Dashers that live in your community. Support them. Give them a little bit of work. I love when they go and they fetch me razors because I cannot stand going to the drugstore and having to wait for the guy with the key. Let someone else wait for the guy with the key, and then you tip them handsomely. That is what I love about DoorDash. And right now, with over 300,000 partners, you can support your neighborhood go-tos, or you can choose from your favorite national chains like Popeyes and Chipotle if you're talking restaurants. I mean, there's stores, restaurants. The Dashers are all driving around to all of it, my friend. Each purchase provides a new opportunity for everyone. So for a limited time, Roaches can get 50% off up to $20 value and $0 delivery fees when they download the DoorDash app and enter code JP. That's 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code JP. Don't forget that's code JP for 50% off up to $20 value and $0 in delivery fees with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply. Yesterday also, not only did the Buffalo Bills lose their divisional round playoff game, the Dallas Cowboys lost theirs as well to Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 69ers.
See, I didn't know that was wrong, by the way. That's how Chase O'Donnell I am.
I mean, I'm sure Chase, if I would have asked her what team plays in San Francisco, she might have even declared the 69ers.
Until you laughed and they laughed, I was like, oh, that's
hilarious.
That's wrong.
But, yeah, the 69ers did win, and I came across, there's so many, Dallas Cowboys, they're probably, dare I say, one of, if not the most popular team in football. Just always their branding. They're called America's team. So Twitter went, up in flames yesterday when the team was eliminated from the playoffs, and I pulled together some examples of people destroying their televisions.
Oh, good.
Let's watch this one first.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Oh, he doubled down.
Keep playing it for a second. I want to watch him punch this shit again. Oh, how is his hand not cut up?
Did he say wah to make fun of the baby at the end? Look, he goes, wah. He's like, all right, come.
I think he was saying more like why or where. I mean,
there's a kid in the background that's
that's
going
true,
like,
too.
and he's
so
going,
is he just,
wah, fuck you, shut up.
Mocking the child. That's funny.
Wah, wah.
Keep
Yeah, I know.
crying,
I punched
bitch.
the TV. Wah, you're traumatized. Fuck you. Wah. It's his son. Like,
yeah, probably. No, he doesn't know where his son is.
Watching on the smallest television I've ever seen.
yeah, with a
How big
big
is that, you
footprint.
think?
It's like a Roku TV. It's like the size of this one. It's smaller than this one.
Huh.
And also, he's got the football that he has behind it is bigger than the TV.
I mean, but can we
The
watch
fat
it a
head.
third time because he really splits this TV in half.
Yeah. Yeah, see the baby?
Now, if that's so funny.
He's making fun of that kid for being traumatized by him.
I thought he was doing like a where or something because
Where's the defense?
The final play of the game was absurdly retarded. Like it was, you go like, what are they doing? But I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that. But it was just like,
I don't mind.
Dude, it was bad. It's just like, even if you looked at it not knowing anything about football, you'd be like, what are they doing right now? And everyone would have been like, I don't know. No one knows. Like they designed this. They took a time out to like put this ensemble out there. But nevertheless, so I thought he was like reacting to that part. But here's the thing. If I stood up and tried to punch this monitor, the one that you said was bigger than that one, I don't even know if I would put a crack in it.
I think you would.
That guy put that thing through the wall almost. I mean
people break them with their Wii remotes, right? So it doesn't take much, I don't think. He's not very strong.
I think I could throw a Wii remote harder than I could punch something.
I feel like
he
that
did
guy's...
that like one of those games at the arcade where you like where dildos go up to it and they just go like, I could punch it harder, and then the score goes up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I feel like he's 5'0" though. I feel like this guy's a small person.
Sure,
you know
but
what I mean?
Really
like
put
I feel
his
like
fist through there.
He's pear shaped. You know what I mean? Like his upper body is smaller than his lower body, and he's also wearing jorts. So
that's true.
You know,
that's a hell of a punch though. And it did remind me of those video games. You ever play one of those?
Yeah, the arcade game where it measures your punch force.
I never did it because why would I do that? I mean, like, so I could have it go like to 80 and then look like a giant.
So you can have a record of if you ever get, framed for domestic abuse, they'd be like, Your Honor, look how much damage this guy can do. I mean, he's really a monster. You should put him away for a long time.
They're at the Bricktown Comedy Club in Oklahoma City. They have one of those. They have like an arcade in the lobby, which is really cool. So like after the shows are done, you can go out there and play arcade games while you're like waiting to get paid or whatever. And I was there with Tom, and him and the bouncer are doing that punching thing. And Tom's like, the bouncer looked like Bane. He was huge. Right. And he's just like, and this thing's going like, Tom's like, you want to try? I go, no. I don't even know if I'll get the thing to go up into the hole.
How did Tom do?
He did fine. He was trying to beat the bouncer, and I'm like,
of course he was. Yeah.
This was before, the accidents.
This is before age hit
him like a truck. I thought he was
going to
like throw out his back.
Reality set in. That he's doing another dunk contest, with that weatherman.
I saw that and I'm scared.
He's about to get injured again.
I don't want to even think about it. Because it was on that trip where he was like,
that injury
I'm
leaves.
doing, me and Bert are shooting the basketball thing on a couple days, and I go, that's tough, man. I'd be careful, I said to him, I'm like, I know people my age who like blew out both their ACLs just playing like pickup
people
basketball.
Downplay that one. Like that was a traumatic injury that required like a year of him being.
No, I didn't expect that. I just told him like, be careful. You're getting older.
He's about to do it again.
Well,
it's absurd. Like, sorry, I don't mean to bring up another podcast, but
no, that's okay.
It's like, yeah, stop that.
I couldn't stop it last time, so I'm not going to try this time. But he's not the only one who smashed up his TV. Let's see what this guy does.
This one we have to be.
You just got to mute it. Yeah, so I'll describe what's going on. Not that one really. But yeah, you have to mute this one because it's got music.
Oh
this guy's
God.
just punching. It's a bigger TV. He's punching it. He throws it on the ground. It's laying there. And now, oh my God.
No.
He takes out a gun and shoots it, folks. And there's music playing over this. That's the only reason you can't hear
like 5 times.
Yeah, it's like, and it's
1,
very
2, 3,
close
4, 5.
range. It's like, are the bullets not like ricocheting back? I don't know how guns work.
No, I'm with you. That could clearly bounce off the floor and hit somebody else in that room.
He
easily.
just unloaded the chamber into that gun. Or into that TV.
He beat it to the ground and then shot it on the ground like execution style, like Sicario shit. He fucking put his foot on its neck.
We have a third fan, don't we? We do. Let's see that one.
That was wild. I don't think I like anything that much.
Oh no, this is just a different. Okay, I think this is the same guy with a different angle. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Big TV. My bad. Go ahead. Let's see it.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, that one's huge.
That's a really big TV.
Oh, he's putting gas on. Pause it real quick. This guy was, his girl walks up to him while he's in the middle of his living room, by the way, putting gasoline.
It's lighter fluid, I think. Right?
Yeah, lighter fluid, exactly, on a Dak Prescott jersey. Go to the beginning again so we can hear this dialogue.
This dude's like an 8-year-old throwing a tantrum. It's crazy.
What is you doing?
You look like, man, it's over, man. You crying? Man, we done got cheated.
Man, you need to let that go. It's over with.
We got cheated, man.
Ain't nobody cheated.
That why you coming down here now?
Because man, you need to let this go.
Let nothing go, man.
Look at this go. Look at this go. It's over with.
Hey, man.
This is
What is you doing?
Stop crying.
dude. What? How do you become like this? I don't understand this.
Well, I'll tell you.
I was gonna do you identify with this?
I do to a degree. Now,
But would you do this?
I'll tell you what I do. Now, I'm a little more mature. I didn't break anything in my house yesterday when the Bills lost. I was more dejected. I was saddened. I was, morose after the loss. I wasn't like this guy where I'm crying, but I did, you well up. I mean, it was a long season, you go all year with high hopes and you think this is the one, and then it's snatched from underneath you. And so it was depressing for me. And last week was another playoff game. So this was the second round of the playoffs. The first round, I looked past it, I will say. I go, we're going to waltz right past these guys. And it was my birthday weekend, and a friend of mine, a lady friend, came to town to surprise me. Came to my show Friday night. So on Sunday, we had, at this point, spent a couple of days together. We're in the hotel. I know the game is coming on at 10 a.m. Thankfully, she was like hungover, so she was sleeping in. And I put the game on mute because I didn't want to, show the beans, or you know what I'm saying? Like, show that I give a shit about this as much as I do and look like a real child,
That's a level of self-awareness.
So I had it on mute, and I'm laying there with her. And eventually, halftime comes around. She wakes up. She's kind of, she's a little hungover, so we're just kind of like chilling while the game's on. She knows that the game's on and that it's a thing. And I'm trying to like listen to her talk. I'm trying to act like it's not that big of a deal. I'm just kind of watching in the background. And at one point, Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Bills, gets sacked.
The Mormon guy.
No, he's not Mormon.
Oh.
That's Zach Wilson,
Sorry.
enemy. Josh Wilson, ally. Sweet baby angel.
Sorry.
He gets sacked, though, and the ball squirts out behind him into the end zone, and the Dolphins score a touchdown. Now, that is that is like a catastrophe moment. To a moment where if I was alone, I might have thrown a chair out a window. That's how, like, the rage was inside of me. I've done some things. I'm not going to... thrown a few phones through walls before.
Phones?
Yes. Back when
landlines?
Not these phones, but like flip phones when they were a little more heavy duty.
Not like
you could
landlines.
go pick it up
Not
out
like
of the hole.
Yanking the wire out of the wall.
No.
Okay.
I mean, my father probably slammed a few of those. But I had in my body absolute rage that I couldn't. I mean, the TV's on mute. I'm just sitting there. And I went, uh-huh.
And she's talking to you.
Like, she's talking to me, and I'm like, yeah. And it's like she knew right then. She goes, either something really good happened or something really bad happened. And I go, something really bad happened. And thankfully the Bills won. But that was a real test of my fandom in that moment. I just
What's the darkest you've gone with this? What's the physical act of mourning or anger? How bad has it gotten?
I've thrown my phone through a window.
Like you broke the window?
Yes.
In
of
your house? Your apartment?
Of my parents' house. This is like...
but how old are you?
Like in my teenage years.
Oh, no.
I've grown up as a mature
life,
man.
Yeah.
I have not broken anything.
That's teenage behavior. I mean, this guy has a TV. I've never seen a TV that big. This is a man. He's wearing like whatever.
That's a nice house too.
He's wearing Versace couture sweater, and he's about to set a fire in his living room. So
that's
to me,
that's very nice house, by the way.
It's a really nice house. That TV is over 70 inches.
Yes, that's big.
And so he's old enough to have accrued whatever that is.
Yes.
So this is unacceptable behavior.
Exactly.
This is not a teenager where this is your whole identity and you're a teenager. This is a
I've
grown
grown
man
up, yes.
with a wife.
Will I argue that it is a great deal of my identity? I will, and that's not, I'm not saying that proudly.
It's fine. No. Look, listen, I'm not here to judge.
But I have not broken anything or
in your adult years
hit my girlfriend because of it. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask? I mean, this is even a hacky bit at this point, but
sure.
this is a genuine question. So you're a Buffalo Bills fan, and it started when you were young.
Oh yeah.
Because you're from Buffalo.
Because I'm from there. Yeah.
So there's that. There's like the hometown pride.
Yes.
Now you go through your life, and every player that started there is no longer in there. But it's the team. Somehow it's this abstract entity, the team.
Yes.
That you're loyal to, right?
Well, when you put on
you don't follow the people.
No, I do a little bit. I mean, you got your favorites, and then when they go to another team, you're like, oh, it's cool that they're doing well or whatever. And you know what? Some of them just they retire as a Buffalo Bill, and then you're like legend. You know what I mean? Then they're just become like
so that's
immortalized.
like he's a Bill forever.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Gotcha.
And they all, to me, I say, you know, I
Once
have
an
reverence-
Avenger, always an Avenger.
Exactly. I have reverence for everyone who puts on the red, white, and blue and wears the Bills helmet. I even said that Brendan Schaub had like 2 weeks in training camp and then got cut, and I was like, hey man,
damn,
you still wore the big buffalo on your head.
But like you don't have anything like. It's a Seinfeld bit, isn't it? He's like, you're rooting for the clothes. You're really like,
No, it is. Yeah, no. Once you come in, that's what I always say too. Like doing radio and stuff, I ended up like becoming friends with some of the players, and there's a couple of them that like got traded or something like that, and I would be like, "Well, I'll catch you later, man." You know, like you're on the Patriots now.
Oh, so
I
they're
can't talk to
persona non grata after they sort of
back then. Yeah, I was like, well, you know, you're gonna be gone now. But
So
no,
you're almost acting like the United States and like citizen. You're like, oh, you're an expat.
Yeah.
Like, you're not part of us anymore, so you
Right.
don't get a passport.
I have blind fandom when it comes to that. Yeah, it's like anybody who puts on the uniform becomes my guy.
I fucking wish I had any. I don't like anything this much.
No, it's. I wish I had more hobbies. I gotta tell you,
I
but
don't
it's
like anything this
When
much.
it comes to the Buffalo Sabres and the Buffalo Bills, that's the only way I'm like that. When it comes to baseball, I'm nebulous. I have no favorite team. I just like baseball. I
But
can watch any team.
If Led Zeppelin like replaced all four guys with like different guys, I wouldn't still be a Led Zeppelin fan. I'd be like, oh, fuck that. I want Page and Plant and
That's
Bonham.
funny, yeah.
But like, if it was like, I found another blonde guy and he's going to do the thing now,
That's
I'd be
funny.
like, well, fuck this now. No, it's
That
not,
is a funny
That's not
comparison.
the band I like. It was
'Cause
like,
there
no,
are-
we're still Led Zeppelin. We have the flag and the clothes and the dragon pants. It's just not the same guy. I'm like, well, no, I'm going to follow that guy.
Well, that's a true test of fandom is when, you know, you grow up. Like when I was a kid, the Bills were 4 Super Bowls in a row. They lost them all, but like those teams were huge. They have like 5 Hall of Famers on them. And then there were 20 years of just abysmal garbage. And that's the true test of fandom when you go like, when the good guys are gone and now you got a heap of shit and you're still like, let's go.
Oh, so
you
that's
know?
a point of pride to even be like,
It
you
was
know what,
for
they're
me.
shitty, but I am a Bill. Like, period.
Yeah.
That's
And Buffalo has that more than I think many other cities who do turn that. Like we're going to notice it with the New England Patriots. They've had 20 years of success, and now a whole generation has grown up not knowing the sour side of things, and now they're going to be, you know.
I mean, I'm not making fun. Like, I feel like an anthropologist, like interviewing like the head chieftain of a culture I know nothing about. Where I'm like,
that's funny.
Fascinating. So you think cutting off the kids' heads and rolling them down the pyramid makes the sky god happy? That's very interesting. I never thought about it that way. I have no experience.
Fandom
this.
is crazy. Now watch this. I think this fan is why the Dallas Cowboys lost. This guy that's next up.
Oh yeah. What's up, Cowboys fan? If you feeling like I'm feeling, let's do this. It's time. It's time to make some noise. We all get together. Whose house? Cowboys. And we're stepping on the scene, repping blue and white jerseys, double stars, and our kicks clean. Second to none, like Emmett. It don't matter if we're home or away. We wanna win it. All day, every day, hit the lights, you know how we do it. Cowboys for life, repping them boys.
All right, I don't need any more. I mean,
Man,
I didn't know how long that was. That's why they lost right there. That guy.
I mean,
it's
Hans Kimberly gained some weight.
I mean, it's a. I didn't even realize he was Asian, that man. But you know what it reminded me of was the. Do you remember the San Diego Padres video that we had a few months ago when they went to the World Series? The San Diego Padres had a bunch of dads do a rap as well, and this is a epidemic that has come across the sports world. And so I say to every dad out there, if you're thinking about doing a rap song to rally your team in the playoffs, you have 2 examples right now of how you've blown it. So I would avoid
I don't
at all
understand.
costs.
These are the guys who like, and again, I'm actually not, people think I'm not this second type I'm about to mention. This is just Comic-Con for this type of guy. Like these guys hate comic book nerds that dress up like fucking Link from Zelda.
Oh, sure.
But look at that guy who's wearing the ski mask and the fucking wrestler mask, and it's like
No,
it's
it is. It's,
same shit, different toilet.
dude.
Man.
And I
this
say
is-
like fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons.
it is. It literally
it's all
is.
the same. Like
it's
and-
more similar than either one would like to admit.
Yes, no, and I do admit it. I actually embrace that because it's like I am a nerd
For
but
this,
I'm
for
about
this,
and
yeah.
I'm a video game player, but I never play like that gay war shit. You know what I'm saying? I play sports.
And by the way, there's
all right?
nothing wrong with being a nerd. What's that thing? I mean, I think it was like Hardwick or somebody. Some comedian was like, being a nerd is just admitting you're enthusiastic about something.
Chris Hardwick.
Well, okay, fair. All right.
Pump your brakes on nerd Chris Hardwick. I always thought that. I'm like, Chris Hardwick's a nerd. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
and he
the
looks
best
like
looking
he's
fucking nerd I've ever seen.
pilot season guy. Yeah,
it's easy for you to be a fucking nerd when you look like a GQ model.
Well, he married a fucking what is it? The Hearst. He married a Hearst.
Oh, really?
Lydia Hearst, yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
So he's not only like good looking, but now he's like
he got
American
all that,
royalty.
He got all that spare trim from Singled Out too, you know. All
Anyway,
the, like,
but my point was like, what was my point? I don't fucking know.
No, just if you're a nerd is about being passionate about something.
Being passionate about something and not being embarrassed about it.
Yeah, it could be anything. Well, let's get to a couple of news stories before we get to a new segment on the program, which is Kirsten's Story Time.
What? I'm so excited.
Oh boy, in the news, we have an update about a story that we did last week, and I don't know if you caught wind of this. I'm sure you've seen memes and stuff, but there is a Tennessee cop who was blowing the whole canine department, and not the dogs. She was doing the cops.
I was hoping we would talk about this.
Yeah, so we talked about it last week, and she and her husband, Jedediah, who's a park ranger, a wholesome man, a religious man, had a open marriage. And by open, it was Megan wanted to fuck everyone, and Jedediah said, okay, I guess.
Yeah, that's not really an open marriage.
Right. So we have a bit of an update because the internet is just on fire with this story as of late, and they've, dug up some things about her. She, of course, lost her job. There's been some strip clubs in the Nashville area who have offered her employment since she has lost her job. That I don't know if she's taken up on those offers quite yet, but OnlyFans has reached out and said, hey, start one up. I think that would be a great...
Right with that teacher.
Yeah. I mean, she's already fucking like...
Collaborate.
Monetize your whoredom, lady. Come on. What are you doing? But evidently this woman had other instances that were not sex-related that kind of led to her firing. It turns out it wasn't just her blowing every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the whole thing. It was some other things were leading up to it. You know all these types of things when you have a guy that you work with and he gets fired for something and you go, oh, that's crazy, you got fired for that. And it goes, well,
that was strike 10.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So apparently she had some strikes. It says here, a married U.S. cop who was revealed to have turned her station into Police Academy X-rated. What a cool writer this guy is,
Fucking hate this shit.
Sexual activity with colleagues was on her final warning. Meagan Hall, 26, had reportedly been given warnings prior to her steamy romps with male officers over her conduct. The warnings were allegedly for incidents unrelated to her sexual exploits on the force, but got her in hot water with bosses nonetheless. According to a report seen by the Daily Mail, Hall was involved in several on-duty car crashes that resulted in costing thousands of dollars to the department. The first incident occurred in November of 2021 and saw her crash her car at speed after failing to slow down at a junction while responding to an incident. So she was just like, "Bee-oo, and then just flew into a wall or something. I think that's funny.
I'm a little more mad about that than
that's taxpayer money.
Like, fuck on your own time, but you're gonna hit a kid in a crosswalk. Like, it's a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I mean, what if
relevant to my concerns?
What if it was because she was in fact fingering herself?
Or roadhead or something.
She was trying to get it. She was trying to get one out before she got to the call.
The relevant detail is the kid in the crosswalk. It's not the head.
Last year, she was suspended for hitting into the back of a car, and for another incident in October that saw her crash into a van. So she's just driving this. How many squad cars is that? 3? Good golly. I can't believe they gave her another one. They're like, all right, now if you crash 4, no more squad cars.
Are you saying that cops get away with a lot of shit before they ever get to...
The
Wait,
cops
what are you
don't
trying
care.
to... What are you
The cops
saying?
are like, hey, great, we can add that to the budget. Please.
Are you saying
crash
there's a
more
thin
of them.
blue line? What are you trying to say here?
Crash more cop cars. We can get maybe that tank we always wanted. Hall was also taken to the hospital as a result of that van collision. It's believed that the last 2 incidents alone cost thousands of dollars worth of damage. Hall made headlines when her antics while on duty were uncovered and led to her being fired last month. We know all about that. So yeah, she was just a menace on the road, evidently, and they let her destroy about... So that's, if you're out there and you want to be a cop, you get 3 cars and you can blow 6 dudes, but beyond that, you're
the gun
fired.
thing.
Oh, well, that one, I don't know that was
Was
that was
her?
just one of those guys citing how insane she was.
Gotcha. He's like, this is what kind of person we're dealing with here.
Yes, at a party, she evidently took an unloaded gun and just put it to her head and fired it so she could hear how it sounded.
The priorities with this story are weird because the main, I guess it's better clicks, but like the main story is she fucked a bunch of dudes. And we'll quickly gloss over the car crashes and the gun thing. It's like, no. Those are the parts that I'm scared of in a cop. Like that she plays with guns at parties.
Yes.
And she runs her cars through red light. Like
That's
those
actually
are the
a great
parts.
point.
Like I don't really care how many orgies she's having.
Yeah,
if
that's
she
a great
drives
point.
safe and doesn't play with like what are we why are we focusing on the funny part and not the
Unless, of
super
course,
concerning part?
Unless, of course, the car crashes are because she's fucking and the gun thing. She was like, it makes me wet to hear the gun.
And it all comes
You know
together.
what really makes me wet is the sound of a gun at my temple.
Clicking. Yeah, that's always fun.
Oh, do you know the band 3LW from
No.
back in the day?
No.
I don't really either. But I do
But I
see
miss
their
your
faces.
trapped bits.
My trapped. Do you ever come across them?
No.
I used to. I mean, I did shows with them. Not like I didn't perform, but like I was on the radio and they would come do shows. And that guy, for a song Headstrong, one of the biggest heads I've ever seen. His name's Chris Brown. One of the biggest heads I've ever seen.
That was when you really solidified me as a fan of this show.
Oh, thank
Gotta
you.
say, that was a big.
I wish I still had that track. I have it
Headstrong!
someplace. I have it somewhere in the world, and I don't know where it is. But
And
whoever
he went on
made
like
that,
a
God
Trump
bless
rant
you.
or something.
Yeah, no, that during COVID, he was like he was already doing Trump stuff, and then he went anti-COVID like right in the start of it. So
Yeah,
people, and he's like, "We're having concerts still. Fuck the man."
Yeah, as someone who knows a lot about musicians who have big mouths and never know when to shut up, shut up. You know, I promise it's worth it. I promise you can.
But what was funny was he was like, "We're having concerts," and everyone's like, "Okay, your concerts are already socially distant. You know what I mean? You have like 20 people." No one cares about your state fair concerts.
Oh, shit.
So this ex-3LW singer. Now, 3LW, can you tell me what a song they have?
No More, Baby I'ma Do Right. Play
That
is
sounds
Gonna
vaguely
Play.
familiar.
Yeah,
I
it
do want
was-
to get close to you.
Now, this is mid-2000s. Like, they might have been on Disney Channel, I want to say, on occasion.
It stands for Three Little Women. It
I
sounds like a
suppose,
nursery
yeah.
rhyme.
This is like, okay, so like, fucking Destiny's Child was a thing. So they were like, we need 3 black women.
And let's just call it Three Black Women.
Yeah,
Like, let's
yeah.
just-
They wanted it to be 3BW, but, they go, we'll call them little.
Three little women.
So evidently, this young lady here, Keely Williams, she decided to tell a fishing tale back in the day of, romps and such. And she ultimately, another band, do you know B2K?
No, this is all
That's them right there.
either before or after my time.
What was one of their songs there, Rob? Do you know? This is another mid-2000s one that kind of just like went in one ear and out the other.
I'm not familiar with them, but I'm looking up their hits right now.
Yeah, they had the early 2000s is when 3LW was very popular. B2K was also very popular. And I think I'd know B2K before I knew 3LW. If you told me...
Yeah, I was like 10, so I don't know.
If you told me a single, I might know it. But
So Omarion was in B2K.
Okay,
and he
so
went
that's
on to have like his
a career.
big career.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't know if Omarion is
Bump
one
Bump
of
Bump
the...
was their big.
Oh, yes.
Bump Bump Bump.
Bump, bump, bump.
And the would go bump, bump, bump. Yeah, I remember that.
Right?
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that song. Yeah.
I don't know the words.
Yeah, that was
but I-
everywhere actually for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Keely here,
With P.
she
Diddy.
decides to come out, 20 years later, and she says, I fucked 75% of B2K. All at once, at the same time. So that means 75%, 3 out of the 4 there. Do you think Omarion got
Good-
in on the action?
Good for her.
She was once intimate with Raz B, Little Fizz, and Jay Boog. Oh, Omarion was absent. Maybe that was the thing, though. Omarion didn't.
She wanted to
fuck-
get that final Infinity Stone. She really wanted to
Yeah.
complete that glove. Like,
Well, Omarion would have been the, I don't know, if I'm comparing it to NSYNC, the Justin Timberlake of B2K.
yeah.
Right? The main guy. I mean, he's the most famous from them. So I don't think anybody's out there going like, where's Little Fizz? Jay Boog, where you at?
Is the story like, oh, I missed one? Like, what's her? Why
Well,
did she say that?
It's just funny that she claimed 75% of them. So then it makes you.
Did she do the math on that percentage? Is it exact?
Oh yeah, because
75.5%.
she fucked Razby, Lil Fizz, and J Boog, but Omarion didn't get in on the action.
Yeah, so that's right. That's the right
75%
ratio.
right there.
It's sexual.
J Boog does not have a link. It's probably because he was like, he's selling real estate someplace right now, and he's like, I can't be known as J Boog.
Well, I just like that she, it's a brag and it's also mathematically accurate. It's like she's really promoting, accurate fractions. I think it's very nice.
I know that's true. We got to do a little math. That's like my version of Sesame Street. I'm like, 3 out of the 4 members of a B2K
ran a train on me.
75%, and they fucked 3LW's Keely Williams.
3 out of 3 holes.
Yeah, yeah, she was 3 out of 3 holes. Exactly. Could have got Omarion in the hand.
Jesus.
What the fuck? Now, before we get to Kirsten's story time
I'm
here-
sorry. I hate this style of journalism.
Oh yes, the TMZ headlines.
The fucking dad jokes that come out of these people, like they're 20 years behind the sense of humor of the world.
I skipped about 18 of them.
He landed himself in a hot water. No one fucking talks like that. Why do they write like this?
75% of B2K all at the same time.
I'm sure you've complained about this, where it's like they
Yes.
talk like I don't know, like a cartoon in the 1950s.
No, they're trying to be cheeky. They're like, you see what I did there? And it's like, yeah, you're gross.
I
Shut up.
just know you're not funny at a party. Like, I know you're not funny in your real life, and this is your time.
They wouldn't even talk at a party, these people. Now, I wanted to ask you, when did you learn about, because your father is prolific in this area, obviously.
Yeah,
when did you learn
they
about
remind me. So they all remind me.
When did you learn about the birds and the bees, though?
I was kind of a late bloomer compared to, I guess.
He protected you from all that, though.
No, he was encouraging of that, and that was embarrassing. Like,
that's how
he was like, "Go forth." And
I think that kind of made me a late bloomer too, because my father was
hated
always
that.
like, see, my father and your father in this regard would
Christina's
get along
father too,
famously.
We talked about this. Christina's father was always like too revealing of his hypersexual nature, and she's like, "Whoa,
yeah,
I don't want to know that." Like, and
well, my dad would just be like so psyched about your dad's numbers, and he'd be like, "Well, I had some numbers too." I was still, into my 60s fucking. He would be real.
And also the number game, I don't understand, really.
I don't either.
Quality over quantity. I mean,
exactly.
Why would you want there's a level of like 80s mentality where like anything counts. And I'm kind of like, did you even have a good time that evening? And he's like, no, but it was like another notch on the belt. It's like, well, that sucks, man. I'd rather be home.
It's an old-fashioned.
It's a weird thing to be proud of.
Thing.
Yeah.
But I was curious though, because like these parents in this story, it's almost like they didn't know how to handle the topic of sex that came up in an unbelievable way. Parents were shocked as they were at the zoo, and a pair of gorillas decided, hey, we're just going to go at it. 9-inch nails closer
looks like
style.
a dude's ass. That looks like some guy.
I think, can we show the video
in a suit?
Of this? Can we show gorillas fucking? Is that porn?
Looks like a guy in a rubber suit. It doesn't look like an animal at all.
Well, if you can play it, what does that say? You can't play it?
Oh my god, that photo's great.
It doesn't like my ad blocking.
Oh, I see. Because I was going to say play it so we can hear the parents, because they do not know how to handle this happening, other than being like, oh my god. Like, I would just be like, oh, they're wrestling.
It's like that Ace Ventura rhinoceros scene where he's coming out of the back. Like, oh my lord.
Look away. All right. Can we hear the sound? Oh, look at the gorillas. What do you think that one's name is? Which one gets on which here? They're going, hey, look at you.
Dude, that guy could
That
blow
one
a
is
back out. That is
fucking
really
huge.
That is a lot of force behind that.
Fucking huge.
Jesus.
This one's like,
she's ready. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna bend
oh
like
my
this.
lord. Now the parents listen.
Okay, no, I've seen too much.
It's getting awkward at the field trip.
Oh man, he's really like,
he's kind of like R. Kelly. He's like really
yeah,
kind of
he's like really gentle about it.
There ain't nothing wrong.
Are they having sex?
Yeah.
No.
Are they having
I've never seen
sex?
something like this with animals in real life.
You've never seen animals fuck?
Can you pause it for 1 second? This gorilla is kind of impressive. He could teach.
He's really like he's making it sensual.
He's being so gentle. He could, I mean, a couple of you out there should take some lessons from this gorilla on how to fuck.
A couple of you?
Yeah, I mean, some of these the gorillas that work at a nightclub probably, like, the bouncers, they could probably learn a lesson or two. I've seen a few of them fucking, and then just like,
Wait, you've seen bouncers fuck?
Oh yeah, actually I have.
Oh my God.
And I've seen a bunch of Neanderthals fuck, and they don't nearly, they're just ramming their dicks in and fucking, they don't care about the lady. This guy, like,
he has technique.
I think I saw that gorilla like lick his fingers and make sure that she was wet,
I think he's like gently pulling her hair. He's like kind of he's like doing the scalp massage, and then he's kind of like
he really like entered slowly and nicely, and then he kind of like looked up to the sky and was like he was savoring
having a little praise
the insertion.
praise the Lord moment. He's not. I was really expecting the opposite. I was expecting Animal Planet, like.
I thought he was going to pound it out. Now, it could progress to that.
But that's good technique. You start slow, and you kind of like get everybody in the mood, and you slowly kind of... kids, this is how you do it.
I also like that it's framed out because they're like filming through a hole in the wall. There's a little bit of a voyeuristic element.
Oh, yeah.
Well, somebody was like I was like, I'm getting this. Like, I will get this footage.
Well, it is amazing that they just were filming, and then all of a sudden it happened, and now he's like, well, I'm not turning it off now.
No, got to get the end.
And I love all the fucking parents. That was really why I wanted to watch this, because the parents were so shocked. They didn't know how to explain this to their children. Just don't explain it.
And also, like,
they're wrestling.
You haven't seen... I don't know, every other animal fucks like for 2 split seconds. I mean, have you ever seen any David Attenborough documentary? Like the birds get on top for like 2 milliseconds, like blah, 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 and they kind of just run away. This is like, you're telling me evolution isn't real? Like, come on. Like,
we're seeing just a couple of ways.
This is so close to a person, it's crazy. Like, this is so.
That's why I think it is alarming too, to a degree.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, there. Oh my God, he's twerking. Holy shit. He looks like he gives a shit if she comes. Like, he looks like he cares.
Yes.
It looks like he's like trying to get her in the mood.
I mean, how long is this guy gonna film?
Here comes the baby. Like, what's this all about? Oh my God.
He's gonna get his ass eaten.
Oh my God.
3-way now.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
How old is that monkey?
Checking what they're doing. Oh my God.
Is he cupping his balls? What is going on? Also, by the way.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's
Pause
like,
it real
there
quick.
you go.
I don't want to miss this dialogue in the background. They're explaining,
Sorry.
like, this is how babies... No, it's not your fault at all, because it is an alarming thing watching this. And it's like, the guy filming, hey, man, how about a little privacy? You don't go like, oh, they're fucking, I'm going to turn it off now.
I don't think the gorilla cares. I mean, I think it's like his nephew petting his ass right now while he's doing this.
It is wild.
That is
the other one
that is a young
joined.
That is a young gorilla. That is not an of age gorilla.
You think so? Are we watching
yeah.
gorilla
I mean, again,
child porn right now?
No, it's the animal kingdom. It's
Is there age of consent in the animal kingdom?
It's weird that his movements are so human, and then this chimp's lack of my apologies, my gorilla. This gorilla's lack of shyness about this is such a that's more like what an animal would do.
What if
he's just like whatever, and this gorilla's like.
Now, what if the world catches wind of this? The pizza gators and all that.
Oh boy!
And they go and they harambe this gorilla now because they think he's involved in a child trafficking thing.
I mean, this is wow. That's a lot of references in one.
But the parents here, they don't know what to do, so they're telling their kids, But the fact that they're just giggling and looky-loos, it's like they don't seem very shocked to me.
Well, also, if you're on a field trip, why don't you just let's go to the next one?
Yep.
Let's leave.
The gorillas are.
Don't stay and make hacky jokes.
Going to Seepies. Let's go to the next exhibit.
Let's look at the snakes. Can't really tell what's happening there.
Well, as we know, though, parents don't often know how to deal with their own children. They don't know how to, educate them properly about many a thing.
Yeah.
And that's why we have children's literature.
Good segue.
Thank you. Professional. And so a new segment I thought we'd debut today because we talked about it a little bit last week on the show with Humpty Dumpty. We dispelled something about Humpty Dumpty. We referenced the fact that turns out it's not an egg. It's like a government thing.
They never mention that he's an egg.
Never mention it. It's
a guy.
It's a man who broke his head because... And then the king's horses and the king's men, they couldn't put him back together again.
No surgery.
Pro-parliament. That was the message of the story. No eggs were harmed in the story of Humpty Dumpty. So Kirsten found a few children's books that I thought would be fun to go over, and I thought once a week we will dive into one of them. So we start off with one that does kind of surround Humpty Dumpty, right?
Yeah, actually, and he is depicted as an egg. It's Humpty Dumpty discovers workplace misconduct.
Ooh. So Humpty Dumpty, let's just say, I imagine his cracks are going to be filled in this one. Let's find out.
Hey now.
I'll be reading the book, and then Rob will be reading for the part of Humpty himself. So, Humpty Dumpty started a new job. Humpty Dumpty shows coworkers his knob.
Kelly, there's a snake in my pants.
He makes jokes about sexual orientation.
This rainbow graph is going to make us turn gay.
And emailed a coworker with the subject, oral fixation.
This is... We have pictures. I'm sorry, I almost just choked. He makes jokes about... So this is... If you're going to work, maybe they educate you on this. This is for a child, though, so, children will know when they get into the workplace what they can and can't do.
He doesn't understand inappropriate touch.
Sandy, you have a firm ass.
And his secret Santa gifts are way too much.
You guys aren't any fun.
See, I wish Humpty Dumpty rhymed.
Are those all dildos?
They're all...
And there's a
Yeah,
fleshlight.
he's got a box of dildos
There's a fleshlight
for his secret Santa, fleshlight, anal beads.
By the way, thank you podcasting for letting me know what a fleshlight is. That's great.
Oh, you didn't know before?
Well, it's like early Joe Rogan. He was like
That's
sponsored by them, and I was like, cool. Now I know that exists. That's great.
And now every porn star has their own.
Yeah, great.
I want to see. Are they different? Anyhow, go ahead.
He's always suggesting awkward things.
There's a guy saying, we need team building exercise ideas, and Humpty says, massage Monday, tickle Tuesday, whip Wednesday, thirsty Thursday.
I've worked with Humpty Dumpty in jobs before.
I was going to say, I feel like I've met this guy.
Yeah, he's just the guy that's like,
his
his name's usually Sal or something like that. Go ahead.
And he gives people nicknames that really sting.
We're going to call her Camel Toe Carrie.
All right,
I'd be like, that's a good one.
That one's not bad. Yeah.
That's funny, Humpty. Just don't put it in an email, an all company email next time. That's all.
Yeah, plot twist. He's the boss.
He forwards emails that always offend.
Watch how this lady handles this horse.
And, and always demands hugs that never seem to end.
Bring it in. Come on, don't leave me hanging.
I hate that guy.
Is he going to fall off the wall in this one?
He makes offensive stereotypes when it comes to gender.
Ooh.
Does she stand up to pee?
Now, Humpty really has a thing for gender. I noticed no race in here yet. Let's see if the story's not over.
Well, he's an egg.
When he gets in trouble, he says he didn't mean to offend her.
Always the women.
His workplace activities are sexually inspired.
Massage Monday, grab a partner.
He really is hammering that Massage Monday.
And that's why Humpty Dumpty always gets fired.
But he keeps getting rehired. Why'd you get fired from your last job?
Look at the author picture on the back. Look at this guy. That's who wrote that book.
Yeah, shout out to
He's got
Brad
the
Ghost.
The Jack Nicholson.
Brad Ghost.
He looks like Wint.
He's like...
Or Drill.
Is Brad Ghost the author of all the books we will be reading?
Yes.
Awesome. So these are the collection of Brad Ghosts?
Ghosts. And he has so many great titles.
Oh, and I can't wait. Let's not tease what it is. We have other titles, but we'll get into them in future, like down the road. Next week we'll do another one. We'll keep it moving.
Well, thank you for that. That was great.
That was lovely, in fact. Thank you, Kirsten. And Rob, great acting chops playing the creepy Humpty Dumpty.
The accent was a nice touch.
Nick, I didn't even ask you. Is there something you'd like to plug?
No. I'm a civilian. I've got stuff out, but I'm going by a fake name, so nobody knows it's me.
Ooh, I like that.
So if I ever decide to change that, I'll come back and do something. But yeah, I like my privacy, man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you gave some of it up to come here on this program. I appreciate it.
I'm
You're
just a
buddy.
fan, man. I'm a fan.
I
of yours
love it.
first.
Yeah, he's a Roach. It's kind of like we're having
Proper.
a fan on. Yeah, proper Roach. So I appreciate you.
Thanks
I
for
love
having
you.
me, man.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for coming as well out there. I want to let you know I'm going to be coming to Chandler, Arizona, May 5th and 6th, and those tickets just went on sale. Go over to my Instagram at Josh_Potter, Twitter at J_Potter. There you'll find links to those tickets. Maybe by then also Bakersfield will be ready, but I don't believe so. So I'll let you know about that one next week. And yeah, just go buy tickets to that show. I can't wait. It's like just outside Phoenix, I guess, Chandler, Arizona. Other than that, though, joshpottershow@gmail.com. Keep the articles coming. I love them so much. And keep the music coming the way Odd Track Numbers does with this bad boy right here. And we will see you next Tuesday on The Josh Potter Show.